All right. So this is a lesson on how to write your thesis and your body paragraphs. I'm going to show you and talk through the PowerPoint so that you can kind of hear my voice explain while reading it. So this is the PowerPoint, and I want to move this somewhere. I'll hide it actually. So to begin, you always want to click into the PowerPoint and then, or Google Slides, click here. This is where the video will be. Here's everything that we're going to be doing in this new unit. It's a research unit where you will be writing an argumentative essay. You will be researching, taking notes, writing a claim, thesis with reasons. You will also do a counterclaim. You will use quotes, elaboration. You'll cite your sources, and you'll relate it to the world. So we're going to be doing a lot of things here. Now, this is a South African human rights activist. He kind of talked about your argument. He once said, don't raise your voice, improve your argument. His point was basically, it's not going to get people to listen if you yell. Instead, you want to make sense and have a good argument. What have you been arguing about lately? For me, I guess my number one argument is that really an essential thing that you need for you to leave the house and go and get it, right? Because we're on quarantine. So, personal versus universal arguments. Universal arguments are things that relate and involve the entire world. Personal arguments are ones that are centered around you. We actually started this already. So you really want to know your own argument and your own subtopic. And then you also want to know your claim. And if you don't remember, you can click here. It'll take you to a form that looks like this. Basically, you have the people that you were grouped with. Some of you were grouped by yourself or with one other person. You have your topic, and then you also have your claim. As you can see, there are some blank spots there because some people still need to fill them in. But for the most part, everyone has not only a topic, but they also have their claim ready to go. So if we go back to the PowerPoint here, like I said, we've done a lot. We did the research, we've taken notes, and you also should have a claim. So we're just going to jump into the thesis, developing our reasons. So some basic argumentative vocabulary for you to know. Claim is basically your opinion. Reasons are basically why, and then evidence is proving why you feel the way you feel. So assignment number 8, this is your thesis. Now, I've done it in 4 simple steps. Again, here's a link there if you don't remember what your claim is. So let's just say my claim is that consequences for voter suppression should be harsher so that all races have the same voting rights as anyone else. So let's just say that was my claim. Now, I already know what a thesis should look like. It should have an opinion, then the word because, then my reason 1, and my reason 2. Here's a sample of a well-done thesis. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on to number 3. I'm going to copy the opinion part from my claim and put it there, right? So if you remember, my opinion was that there should be consequences for voter suppression, right? So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going on to step 4. It says, think of my 2 reasons and then add them here. So reason 1 and reason 2, right? Why should there be consequences for voter suppression? Well, because they should all be treated the same and voting is important. Whew, that was a lot, so I'm going to slow it down. Again, let's just say I'm going with the claim. My claim is that consequences for voter suppression should be harsher to ensure that all races have the same voting rights as anyone else. If I look at number 2, my sample thesis, my opinion was in green, my reason number 1 was in blue, and my reason number 2 is in red. So I'm going to take that and do the same thing with my actual thesis, okay? So step number 3, green is my opinion. If you remember, this was my opinion. Step 4, reasons. Blue for reason 1. That's my reason 1. But then if I look at my claim, I see I don't have a reason 2, so I have to come up with that on my own head. Now what you're going to do is stop the video and go to your thesis, go to the actual assignment in Google Classroom, and then you'll come back here, right? So I'm going to actually do it. This is what it looks like in Google Classroom. This is assignment 8, thesis statement, and then assignment 9, body paragraphs. But we're just going to work on the thesis statement for right now. So sample thesis statement is here. The template is there. As you can see, I put the word because and I brought that down. I put the word and I brought that down. All you have to do is fill in this green blank right there, the blue blank right there, and then the red blank right there. Okay? Opinion, reason 1, and reason 2. And then you can go back to either the video or the Google Slides. So to pick up kind of where we left off, Jim Collins said, good is the enemy of great. Just because we have good evidence, we want to make sure we have the best evidence, the right evidence, so that we can have great evidence, right? So here's an outline of what your paragraph, or at least your body paragraphs, would look like, right? Because we're moving on to assignment number 9, called body paragraphs. Now, you want to make sure that you have reason 1 in your first body paragraph, and then reason 2 in your second body paragraph. They're going to use the same sentence starters, the same techniques. You will be writing 2 paragraphs, and each paragraph will be 8 sentences long. As you can see, topic sentence, evidence 1, elaboration, elaboration, evidence 2, elaboration, elaboration, closing sentence. That formula should be very familiar. Remember, TS, EVID, ELAB, ELAB, EVID, ELAB, ELAB, CS? Yes, same one. So now I'm going to show you. I want you to follow my argument. Rats are beneficial. They're a good potential food source. I know. They are. Just follow me. So what you are going to have to do is show how your evidence support your claim. And you do that through elaboration. Now, you can read this in your own time. I won't take the time to read it to you. But basically, in order to convince someone, you need to elaborate and explain yourself. So here's how I use elaboration to explain my reason why rats are beneficial to humans. Not only that, but they're also a great potential food source. So you want to make sure that you elaborate and you use some transitional phrases to help with that elaboration. Now, I know it seems a lot of work. Again, I'm going to break it down for you. So if I go back to that assignment in Google Classroom, I'm now moving on to assignment number 9, right? Make sure you read the directions. What I'm learning that many students don't read the directions. You need to read the directions. Here's a sample paragraph of what it will look like in the end. Here's the template. Very important. I've underlined every word that you can take out and substitute or replace for your words, okay? Then you are filling that out. Are you done? No. Scroll down. Do it again for your next reason. As you can see now, I've bolded the next reason here, okay? Do the same thing and fill those out. So when you turn this in, the red circle should be filled in. Red circle should be filled in. Red circle should be filled in. And you're done.